slam dunk, are you ready to meet me? I'm here and I'm riding the fast lane. Don't let me down, I'm on fire. The city wants to feel like a liar. It's all in your head and mind. You just have to use it. Get up when I don't.
Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a todos ustedes. Espero que se encuentren muy bien el día de hoy. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos una vez más aquí en nuestro programa, que el día de hoy estamos celebrando algo muy especial. Primero, antes que nada, quiero felicitar a todas las mujeres y quiero pedirles un aplauso muy grande para todos ustedes, que hoy estamos celebrando el Día Internacional de la Mujer. Hay algo bien importante que debemos saber, porque mientras celebremos la fuerza y la resiliencia de todas las mujeres del mundo, vamos a poder continuar empoderándonos y apoyándonos o apoyándose como mujeres mutuamente. Muchas felicidades. Gracias, gracias una vez más por todo. Yo creo que, al menos en mi caso, las personas que han impactado más en mi vida, por supuesto, han sido mujeres. De las personas que más he aprendido, de las personas que más admiro, son mujeres. Entonces, muchas gracias por todo esto y por este movimiento tan importante que empezó en 1908 con una petición que hubo en una cámara de Senado, pero que en realidad quien empezó todo esto fue una feminista alemana. Entonces, desde 1908 hasta hoy, que es el 2024, siguen las mujeres y siguen luchando por los derechos como todos lo debemos de hacer, luchar por nuestros derechos, luchar por voten, luchar por la igualdad de todos los seres humanos y las mujeres también. Entonces, muchísimas, muchísimas gracias y muchas felicidades a todas las mujeres. Y también nos acompaña el día de hoy con nosotros una mujer que también es hace honor al día de hoy. Entonces vamos a platicar un poquito ya todos ustedes la conocen. Por favor, vamos a darle la bienvenida y un fuerte aplauso a nuestra fundadora, a la doctora Ileana Ponce González.
Muchas gracias. Es un placer para mí estar acá. Voy a ver si puedo estar en otro lugar para ver si podemos hablar mejor, ¿verdad? Entonces, gracias, Omar, por invitarme. Mujeres, ¿verdad? Y te admiro por lo que me dices, que tú admiras mucho a las mujeres. Así que estoy para servirte y para que me hagas cualquier pregunta que tú quieras hacerme.
Ya dijo, ¿eh? No, la verdad, muchas gracias. Me encanta poder hablar como de esto un poquito más fuera de igual manera, yo pienso que todos nosotros los que estamos aquí tenemos una historia, tenemos alguien que nos inspira, alguna mujer que todos nosotros, obviamente, nuestra mayor influencia y nuestra cosa más grande de nosotros es nuestros padres, ¿verdad? Nuestra madre. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros estuvimos en el vientre de nuestra madre. Nuestra madre nos gestó por 9, 7, 8 meses o dependiendo, ¿verdad? Entonces, desde ahí hay una conexión, yo pienso, bien, bien importante, bien bonita con la mujer. Entonces, es muy impresionante que hasta ahorita en el 2024 se les esté dando la oportunidad de empoderarse, de salir adelante, que se quiten todos esos estigmas, todo eso que, oh, la mujer es, que tenían antes, ¿verdad? Oh, la mujer tiene que quedarse en la casa, tiene que cuidar a los hijos, la mujer no puede ganar más que un hombre, la mujer no puede hacer el mismo trabajo que un hombre, la mujer tiene que hacer esto. Am, Doctora Ileana, a usted, ¿quién, quién fue su primer referencia? ¿Quién fue la primer mujer que usted conoció y que dijo, wow, como mujer no sabía que podíamos hacer esto? ¿Quién fue su primer referencia?
¿Sabes qué? Como tú dices, ¿verdad? Creo que todas las mujeres, no solamente yo, ay, discúlpenme por mis grandes anteojos, hemos sido, nos hemos inspirado en nuestras madres y en nuestras abuelas. Entonces, para mí, mi gran inspiración fueron esas dos mujeres bellas, maravillosas. Pues mi abuelita era una campesina y era como, tuvieron varios hijos, los tatarabuelitos, ¿verdad? Y a ella le tocó una vida muy dura, ¿verdad? En el campo y salió adelante con muchos hijos. Y como mi pobre abuelita, digamos que de muy joven tuvo hijos, ella no se pudo educar y entonces la humillaban el resto de la familia. Y yo nunca había visto una persona más noble, más, es la persona como más cerca que yo he conocido de un ángel. Mi abuelita en su pobreza, ¿verdad? Cuando la llegaban a ver, ella si tenía una gallinita y llegaba cualquiera, ella mataba esa gallinita y se ponía alegre y la ponía a hacer y aunque sea con agüita, con sal y ya con su juguito la gallinita, ella daba de comer a la gente. Y eso es una cosa que todo mundo que conoció a mi abuelita me dice, es que tu abuelita era aquí, tu abuelita, y fue amada por todo el mundo. Entonces yo creo que esa bondad, esa generosidad está en mí, está en mi sangre. Pero a la vez fue una persona, como era humilde, que fue muy maltratada hasta por su familia, ¿verdad? Y gracias a Dios, de esa viejecita tan linda, bella que yo amo, salieron grandes profesionales, ¿ya? Yo, como yo, que soy una doctora con mucho orgullo, y un primo que fue un ingeniero veterinario, o sea, un doctor veterinario, y que llegó a ser el director de la escuela veterinaria bien famosa allá en Rivas, que se llama Marco.
Wow,
Así, esa valentía la abuelita la transmitió a mi mamá. Mi mamá también es una mujer, wow, sacada para adelante, porque ella, mi mamita, María González, un beso, hermosa, si me estás oyendo hoy, el Día de la Mujer Divina. Ella, mi mamá, muy joven, ella vio que no había recursos en ese pueblito. Y la pobreza, pues, de ella me cuenta que ella anduvo vendiendo las frutas que tenían y se iba a vender y hasta descalzos, ¿verdad?
ujú,
Y ella dijo, y no los mataban a la escuela, ¿verdad? Porque tenían que ir a vender los niños. Entonces ella, en cuanto fue jovencita, salió de esa finca, vivía en el campo, ¿eh? Y de esa finca se fue a la ciudad de Managua a trabajar sola. Y ahí ella solita empezó y estudió para ser ella modista, ¿ya?
wow,
Y se graduó y imagínate que aprendió ella su español y se puso a estudiar y a trabajar y estudió en una academia americana y se graduó de una gran modista y de ahí pues viene ella. Entonces mi abuela y mi mamá me enseñaron que las mujeres no tenemos límites y que
límites,
estamos tan
barreras.
capacitadas como los hombres.
Así es. Wow, qué bien. Pues mire, déjeme, o sea, decirle que pues le enseñaron bien, ¿eh?
Sí,
Estuvo muy bueno
sí,
enseñarnos bien porque
sí,
pues muchos de nosotros que la conocemos a usted, sabemos todo lo que hace, también sabemos todo lo que ha hecho. Y voy a decir algo aquí como en secreto. El día de ayer estuve como viendo, navegando en internet y toda la cosa, y es como muy padre encontrar videos de usted, doctora, desde sus inicios y
sí.
guau, entonces es como verla ahí y, o sea, decir: "Guau", o sea, qué padre, qué gusto que una mujer como usted, nicaragüense, refugiada, vino aquí a este país, como muchas personas que estamos aquí, ¿verdad? No necesariamente necesitamos tener como algo grande o hacer algo,
Ujú.
causar un impacto grande, sino causar un impacto tanto en tu casa o como su abuela lo hizo, su mamá con sus hermanos, que ellos también agarraron de referencia a ellas, vieron su empeño y todo lo que ponían para ellos poder salir adelante. Entonces, me encanta y la verdad es un gusto, como le digo, nuevamente tenerla aquí este día específicamente, que es el Día Internacional de la Mujer y qué mejor ejemplo de tenacía y de trabajo y de esfuerzo y de todo. Entonces, me encanta de verdad. ¿Hay en algún momento de usted cuando empezó en su carrera y en la escuela, tuvo algún pequeño obstáculo que dijeran o que no creyeran en usted, que dijeran: "No, es que yo creo que usted no va a poder ser doctora porque, pues, es mujer", o como usted es la mujer, se va a ir a lavar, los los cómodos, o se va a ir a hacer alguna otra cosa. Entonces, ¿hubo algo ahí?
Esa es una buena pregunta. Yo creo que como mujeres latinoamericanas, ¿verdad? Yo creo que muchas de las personas que me están oyendo, que hemos venido de Latinoamérica a este hermoso país, se deben de identificar conmigo, ¿verdad? Sí, los obstáculos empiezan desde la casa, Omarcito. Por ejemplo, mi papá, él decía, oh, tú eres muy bonita, no tienes que estudiar porque te vas a casar con un hombre que tiene dinero y
Ujú,
después te vas a dedicar a, a cuidarlo y el que te mantenga. Entonces, también yo le quiero dar gracias porque esa fue una lucha de mi mamá. Mi mamá, ella y mis profesores, cuando yo me gradué, ellos hablaron con mi papá y mi mamá porque dijeron, esto es una niña prodigio y ella debería seguir estudiando, dice, en la universidad. Y mi papá dijo, ¿pero para qué? Si ella es una mujer, ¿para qué va? Ella no necesita más estudios. O sea, y mi mamá dijo, claro que sí, ella tiene que seguir estudiando. Yo me voy a garantizar que ella estudie. Y ese fue un pleito, ¿ya?
qué
De mi
bien.
papá que no quería que yo estudiara y mi mamá que se sacrificara porque los estudios de medicina pues son caros, aunque en esa época pues yo estudié gratuito, pero ¿quién te compra los libros? ¿Quién? Tenés que ir a la universidad, tenés que usar el carro, o sea, tenés que, no el carro, pues no teníamos dinero para andar en carro, pero tenía que pagar el bus, entonces,
Transporte, claro.
exacto, y mis padres, mi mamá fue una madre adolescente, ella me tuvo a mí cuando tenía 14 años, de tal manera que cuando nos miran juntas ahorita,
Wow.
siempre me dicen, ay, esta es tu hermana. Y entonces yo le hago burla a ella porque le digo, ay mamá, me miran vieja, le digo, porque me dicen que soy tu hermana. Entonces ella se ríe, no, 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 es que esa gente está loca, no tiene anteojos, dice, para que yo no me sienta mal, ¿verdad? Pero
Sí.
entonces empezó con mi papá, ¿ya? Pero mi mamá, mi mamá me dice, yo quiero que tú tengas una profesión porque así no te tienes que aguantarle a nadie y puedes trabajar donde tú quieras y que no te pase lo que me pasó a mí, porque como ella me tuvo bien chiquita, tuvo que abandonar ella su carrera, ¿verdad? Y dedicarse, por eso se quedó ella como una modista, pero llegó a ser una modista muy famosa en mi país y hacía todos los trajes, pues, de la gente que se casaba, linda ella, ¿ya? Entonces me vestía a mí como una muñeca, de tal
Ajá.
punto cuando me mira ahora y yo no me he visto bien, me dice, ¿pero qué pasó? ¿Ya?
¿Dónde dónde está mi muñeca?
Ay, esa es una muñeca
¿Verdad?
fea.
No, pero está muñeca todavía,
Sí.
doctora.
Ay,
Oiga,
gracias, gracias.
no sé qué está pasando, tal vez sea el Día Internacional de la Mujer
Sí.
o no sé, pero tenemos otra invitada también
Wonderful.
que está también al nivel. Voy a platicarles un poquito para quien no las conozca, para quien no la conozca. Su nombre de ella es Aurora. Ella comparte el liderazgo de Front and Center, que es una organización también sin fines de lucro, con un enfoque para apoyar a los esfuerzos de los desarrollos, de las capacidades y participación comunitaria. Ella ha estado involucrada por mucho tiempo en los trabajos de justicia social como abogada sin fines de lucro. Ella también es líder de organizaciones comunitarias y productora creativa. Aurora, Front End Center aporta un espíritu muy eléctrico, muy único, muy ella, para promover la equidad, la justicia ambiental y climática en la coalición. Entonces, de igual manera, Aurora es una de las personas que está con nosotros y ella ha hecho tipo cosas como la caravana, ha ayudado para que esto pueda ser posible. Entonces, también, por favor, hay que darle un fuerte aplauso a Aurora Martín que está aquí. Hello, Aurora.
Hello,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and I am so sorry I came in late.
No, you're totally fine. So this is outrageous because we didn't have like planning, and now we're like, I'm with like two awesome women's to represent the day today. So I was telling like everybody earlier today, I was so happy that and I'm very very inspired of the women. My biggest inspirations are women, not because they're like singers or famous people. No, it's just like the people that I've been around. They are like women, and I'm just so happy to be here and have a chance to celebrate this so important day with you,
Mm, thank
with
you,
you guys, with you too.
thank you, thank
So,
you.
I was just telling a little bit of you, a little research, but we like to hear like I was asking Doctora Eliana um, today that we're celebrating this super important day. So, as if you one of the very successful woman for the community, or at least in our eyes. Um, have you had any kind of restrictions when you start like working that people didn't probably believe in you? Like, oh no, Aurora, you know, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna be like, has the same rate as a man, or you're gonna be like at home or doing something. So have you had that before?
Yes, yes, and still encounter that, I think. Thank you so much, Omar and Dr. Ponce, for even thinking of me to join in this exciting conversation. I have really enjoyed working with your organization, and I am always inspired by leaders like you, Dr. Ponce, and you, Omar. Um, and I would say that, the challenges that I've experienced as a woman in leadership, and just even general a woman who has ideas, is very much, I think, a universal experience among women, and that is both an internal self doubt as well as the kind of external lack of support, and also expression of doubt about our judgment or our ideas or our capacity. But I have my first kind of my leadership journey was um, dates back to my work in legal aid, the community of legal services, attorneys, and other
Hmm.
advocates around the country who essentially provide free legal civil services for low income people in working on behalf of a variety of their legal issues, whether it has to do with family law or public benefits or housing, all kinds of things. And so I grew up in this organization called what was then Evergreen Legal Services, or Columbia Legal Services today, and had the good fortune of actually working with very good attorneys and very good advocates and really excellent mentors. And I think after working there over, I would say, 20 years, starting out as an intern and then essentially retiring as executive director, there were both wonderful opportunities that I learned from in terms of how to be a lawyer, but also, most importantly, how to be a leader, because I started out as a young attorney for 2 years working on housing and then went directly onto a path of leadership. And I think what I learned was a sense of humility and the sense of servant leadership. But
Hmm.
also along the way, I think one of the challenges was that I struggled with a lot was a kind of internal self doubt as a result of, when I was able to go to court or when I did engage with the legal system, it's very much still very a male value system driven kind of decision making place. And so, the work that we're doing today in environmental and climate justice is not just about the rules, it's about the people, and it's about the values, and it's about a lot of different issues that are coming together, and it's very messy. And so I think what I have found in working with people like Dr. Ponce and other women who are leaders in this environmental and climate justice movement is we can bring our whole self, our spirit, and our mind and our emotional intelligence. And that, more than anything today, as we look around the world, is what's needed to shift the kind of leadership to arrive at a place of peace and arrive at a place of a more sustainable, equitable, and inclusive future. I don't know if
Yes.
that answers the question.
No, you did. And you know what? That just come to my mind because most of the biggest things or the most impact on our society are are ruined by women's. So it's just great. I mean, to see like having like both of you, um, how do you guys see right now all the changes that has been made since like you guys are started doing your careers and working like today? So have you guys see like a huge or big impact on it? It was like a big change.
Dr. Ponce.
Well, of course, we are not like before, no, because there are many women that have been working very hard. For example, now we can vote. For example, now we can go to the school. Now we can divorce, and take decision. Now
That's
we,
a good thing. That's a good thing.
yes, exactly. Now we can the decision, to have children or no, but it's still a big way because Aurora, when you're talking, this represents me too. And it's very hard. I believe, leader like Aurora and I, we are open and still swimming against the wave, because especially for me that I am a leader, I know this happened to you, Aurora. When we express our feeling with passion, they can tell, oh, she's so emotional. We cannot cry.
Mhm.
The men can cry. We see that there are men that cry and it's in the, telling us what to do when he harassing a woman. But we cry, we cannot. We say we are so emotional for a position, and when we fight for our right, they tell we are pushing or bossing, and they calling all kind of names. But to all women that are listening to me and to you, Aurora, and to all of them, I cannot say the word, but F you to all of them. Because now there are many women that die for us to speak, and we need to speak up. And we need to empower other women. It's very important there are leaders like Aurora, like me, and others, because our generation need to continue this job because it's not done. Like I work at NIH, and I am doctor. Some people either, Aurora, when I say Dr. Ileana Ponce, I say to the stigma. It's not because I want people to know that I am a doctor. It's because a man is a doctor,
Mhm.
or he is a doctor,
Mhm.
but if you are a lady, oh, Ileana. Then when I work in NIH, as a scientific review officer, they call us Ileana, and the women, and this is not because I was Latina. This happened to all American women.
Hmm.
Mary, but Dr. Richard, Dr. Biden, Dr. And then we say, what is this? And it's a fact that in the government, still in the government, I training these doctors, and my salary was lower. And when they come in, they always come in with higher salary than women. Either you are qualified for that.
Mhm.
And in a world that you and Aurora live, it's very difficult because sometimes men they don't talk, they still not talking with you. You know, my husband is a American, and when you are minority, it's war. You know, sometimes I spoken with a man, and you know, especially I go to concrete because I only wanted to say name because we have to say names. And I go to a place there and I say something, and my husband with me, they answer to him when I was the one that the question because this is racist, and we still fighting about all of this. And sometimes when a woman is called one name because she's a leader and she's have an opinion, don't put attention if you are a woman, and if you are a man, reflect about that. This is
Mhm.
my experience. No, Aurora, it's a big way that we need to stay. We still have lower payment. We still underrepresented. Like you say, Aurora,
Mhm.
you say now there are more lawyers than female lawyers.
Mhm.
And maybe when you go to the UK, it's get postponed, get delayed. You know, why is a male? Why? Special? It's no. This is my experience. It's still a long way.
Yes, I completely agree with Dr. Ponce.
Yes.
Completely agree. Because it is very difficult, and I think the commitment to lifting other women up is not just fundamentally about lifting other women up because of the systemic inequalities that we have seen about mistreatment and misinterpretation of the double standard of like what you articulated, Dr. Ponce, regarding uh, if if we are fighting for our rights, we are not labeled as tough. We are
Yeah.
labeled as something else. If
Exactly.
we cry, we are too emotional. And if a man cries, it's beneficial. He's human, right?
Exactly.
And so that is actually that underlying that kind of judgment and unequal treatment is fundamentally a different kind of value system that when I say I want to support and be committed to the sisterhood, it is fundamentally about needing to change the values um, from the ground up because and like you said, there are so many women who both famous and unnamed who have died to actually get us to where we're at today, and yet we
Mhm.
know that there's going to be so many other sacrifices that we in our generation have to make for our daughters and granddaughters and other sisters later on after us. But whether even when we think about gender-based violence, when there is war, it is not unusual to see that as a intentional act or uh, correlation during war, there's a higher incidence of domestic violence against women and rape is a tool
Mhm.
of war. And when we think about that to even the local level of gender based violence during COVID, for example, having increased, that is an issue. And so the sheer physical fear of values, the way they are, still being reinforced is a challenge that we face. And so that's why I think we as women, whether we are in positions of influence or positions of everyday heroes, I think we have to actually be very conscious of that, very conscious of not just leveling the playing field, but really lifting up the values that we're operating under.
Aurora, um, I'm like so happy. I mean, the sometimes when we do that kind of question, so and coming from you two guys, from Aurora for Dr. Eliana Ponce, who are like successful women at their jobs you guys do, so you guys can say, "Oh yeah, everything is fine," because I mean, you guys are in a kind of good position because you guys went to school, you guys have careers, and you guys can say, "Oh yeah, so it's great." So now everything is good because this is your time, right? It's the now. But no, you guys said, no, we're not ready yet. So we have to do this and this and this and this. And it's so great to hear that because you guys are not like just like living in your world. So you guys know that there's like more people, and I think that's very it's very inspire for all the women who are here, all the people, so everybody who's like listening to us. That's so great. So we're gonna go to read a couple comments that we have down below. So we're gonna start with Maria Moreno. So she says, buenas tardes, Omar. Saludos desde Lakewood. Fuerte abrazo a la, a la distancia para todas las mujeres. So it's the hug for everyone. Qué guapas. I know you know what is that what is guapa, right, Aurora?
Yes.
So there you go. So Maria Luli dice, buenas tardes, qué gusto estar en este día tan especial. So I want to do like a little thing and say like Señora Maria Luli, she's a really great person, and I'm sure she's a very good example too for the women, all the women, all of you guys. Tenemos Luz María García, saludos desde México. So that's my mom. Es mi mamá.
Hello. Hola, mamá.
Besos, mamá. Te amo. So yeah, I'm gonna take just a minute to say like that I love, que amo a mi mamá, a mi hermana y a mi sobrina. That's my three women, my mom, my sister, and my niece.
Oh,
Tenemos a Guadalupe Hostos, dice feliz día de la mujer desde Buren.
hola.
Beatriz Martínez, hola doctora Ponce, felicidades. María Moreno, mi admiración para usted y su mami y su abuelita. Así es. Beatriz Martínez, hola Omar, gracias por tu programa. María Moreno, just clap, roses and love and everything. We have Marisol Collante también. Felicidades por el programa, por tan grandes invitadas, mujeres que inspiran. Yep, they're inspiring woman.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia Moreno dice, saludos, doctora. María Luli dice, wow, qué invitadas tan especiales tienes, Omar. I know, I'm on the top right now with these two guests that I have today. Maria Moreno, welcome, Aurora, for all the community health workers, for the Community Health Worker
Oh,
Coalition for Migrants and Refugees. Yeah, I mean, it's so cool now that everybody has a face of you, Aurora, because they might see the community health workers or the people who attended to our events, or we attended to events. So it's just so great that finally they have a picture of you
oh,
and know how great you are too.
thank you. It is an honor. It is really, truly an honor to be invited into the community and to even be thought of to serve as a guest today.
Mhm.
I'm not only honored, but I am humbled by the opportunity to just joyfully serve together.
Yeah, and you know, I love that's what the Tora Ponce and I we was talking. As long as we ask you if you want to come to do this interview, even that we know that you have a tons of things to do, you didn't think about it like a second, and you say, "Yes, sign me up. I'll be there." We
Well,
really
it's
appreciate.
always fun. It's always fun.
It's
And
always fun.
I want to say and take the moment of how I appreciate so much that today, as serious as a number of the questions you've asked are, and as much work as there is to do as to prepare for the future, continue preparing for the future, for a future of equality and environmental and climate justice, the the joy that we bring is necessary. Uh,
Hmm.
and because the work is hard and the suffering is real, and yet uh, to fundamentally, I think, um, overcome the difficulty and the hardship and sometimes the darkness and the disappointments, we must together bring the kind of joy. And that's why I did not hesitate, because it wasn't even a thought when you asked me um, to participate today and also for April 13th for the caravan. I'm very much looking forward to it. And And I think for me, the reason why I have continued to try and do my part over the last 25 years in social justice, um, it's because even with all the hardship and the the challenges that we face when we talk about justice, um, it is the joy and the love that I feel when I'm in community, and that if we do that together, and put together the blessings that we have, that's what's going to change the world.
Yep. And you two guys are doing that. You guys are putting your little thing to the community, you too. So thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. So we have another comment here from Teresita Rodriguez. Saludos desde Everett. Happy Women's Day to all us women. Blessing to all the big hug.
Mm.
Gracias, Teresita. Un abrazo para ti también. Mi mamá otra vez. Te amo, mi baby. Yo también, mami. Ok, Teresita. Y una vez más, unas bellas guerreras invitadas, grandes mujeres exitosas. Felicidades. Así es, muchísimas, muchísimas gracias. Okay, we're a little bit short of the time right now, but would like to ask like two or maybe one more questions. It depends the time, okay? So right now on 2022, I would like to know or hear if you guys have like some inspiration woman
Mm.
that you guys think like, oh, she is like an idol or a kind of icon on my eyes. It's not that I'm devoted to, but something that I really say like, wow. It could be anybody,
Mm.
like Shakira. Just kidding.
Dr. Ponce, you go. You go. Oh, you're on mute.
You're mute, doctora.
Bueno, estoy un poco confundida porque dijiste 2022, pero estamos en 2024.
24, perdón, yeah.
Okay, I was confused because you say 2022. I said, oh my God, I travel on the time. I am in 2024. You know, there are a lot of women that inspire me, and because women is an inspiration. You know, since I was very young, I am a genetist, okay? And as a genetist, you know, we know that the first human being must be a woman because we have a two X and the men coming for the deletion of one X. We made the man. And if the man is a woman that was carrying, you know, and this is why it's the Y, because was carrying one of the allele. And then I say, wow. And I say women are so beautiful, and they are very strong. And it's the strong and the specimen, because the one that carry the baby is the more genetically adapted. This is why, I wanted to congratulate all those men that feel like women. Because I always say that if I was born male, I will be gay because I love women. I love my feminines, and I embrace that. But and today we have a lot of women, that have been giving a great legacy in all aspects. We have this young lady that I want to do Aurorita to speak about her, environmentalist. But if you go in Latin America, I wanted to bring Latin American women. We have a Rigoberta Menchú, she is a woman that stand by herself when all the family in Guatemala was exterminated, talking about racism, about a Mesoamerican indigenous, and she survived and not only survived, she went and get a higher education and she became a Nobel Prize. And another woman that inspired me from this time is also Well, we have a Sotomayor, you know, she have been in the Congress of American, and she's a Puerto Rican. That she coming, is Latina, and can you imagine is one of the more important women and one of the more important places in the world, and it's another person that I admire. But all, yeah, all the time I had admired strong women, like Montessori is one of the women that I admire because she was a physician. She
Mhm.
was born in the 17th and she graduated from Rome, the school of Rome, medical school. But at that time, Aurora was so difficult that either she had the certificate to be a physician, she cannot practice. We have a male. Exactly. And then
Mhm.
she started interesting in the development of special children. And then she has to know, and all the male sabotage her, bullying her in the school. But she graduated, and she graduated with honor. And she was mistreating for his friend that actually she have a son. And the family, when she get pregnant, the doctor get married with another, and then the family put her, isolating her. We're talking about in the 18th century, and the child was given to another thing, and then she always looking for the son, and this is why she was becoming a professor, for high education for children, and she was the one that bring the concept of the uh, democracy starts when you are birthed, because you have to tell and inform the child about the decision you want to take about the child so he can take it. And this is why, she was inventing that, before her, the children, they seek in a chair for adult, not for children. And she adapting all this you see in the Montessori school. And that was wonderful. That woman was a inspirational in all sense, because reflect the fight that we have been, Aurora, the women that couldn't not practice medicine because the male didn't like that. And she practiced, she had practicing like assistant. Either she was graduating and was a best student. Then a woman that get pregnant and the family decided not to take the child. And then she had to renounce. O sea, there are many inspirational. Of course, I admire, beautiful women, that have been, but I am no more about the beauty outside. I am more about the beauty inside. I can say a lot of artists that, are good, but sometimes I oppose them because they don't do nothing with the money that they get, it, only drug,
Mhm.
then I cannot either mention them, But
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to mention those women that had given their life for animal conservation, like Brigitte Bardot, that she became a very great woman. This is the kind of woman I admire, or Aurora, that she's a lawyer, and she's putting, we're working with her in the HILA, program, when she is trying to bring together everybody, not only Latinos, no, African American, white, uh, and to conserve, because today is the day of the women, and we have the best women we have is our motherland, and we have to protect her. Then,
Mhm.
I admire Aurora. This is when you told me you are going to interview her. I said, wonderful. This is a fantastic woman.
Yep. How about you, Aurorita?
Well, I completely agree with the list of the people and the reasons that Dr. Ponce
Mhm.
has said. And I think I know our time is up. And the one of the women that comes to mind is Dorothy Day. And Dorothy Day was a social activist and also one of the founders of kind of labor in New York City as well. And she's also this sort of radical Catholic about just not in the conservative way, but actually in a way that is truly about service. And one of the things that she had said was uh, the greatest challenge of the day is how to bring about a revolution of the heart, a revolution which has to start with each one of us.
Mhm.
Yes.
And for me, I feel like that is what is moving and inspiring. She is one of so many brave women who have actually put themselves out on the line and in service of others because she believes so fervently in the need for um, equality and justice and love and justice really mirroring each other. So she's one person, and I really appreciate this conversation and the inspiration that we are taking from it.
We all are, Aurora, for sure. Let's read a couple more comments. We have María Moreno. Omar, siempre un gusto ver tus programas. Eres genial. Oh, muchas gracias. We have Alondra Hernandez. Saludos desde Oh, this is like from Mexico City. Correctamente es conmemoración, no celebración. She's like, that's correct. That's commemoration, not celebration. So, yep, it's pretty good. So, yeah, we're almost end of the show, but I'm not gonna leave or we're not gonna finish until asking you guys if you can like share any any words, any motivation. I don't know what's happening with my tongue today. Motivator message to all the women, all the people who's like watching this um podcast right now. Any There you go.
Gosh, well, I think it's we there are many examples of big actions and big events and big accomplishments that we can point to and well-known leaders. And yet I think what is going to make a difference is the everyday actions. It's the everyday actions of what you do in your immediate environment, of how are we lifting each other up, the sisters that you know and that you don't know, the younger ones as well as the elder ones, right here in our community. I think it starts with that. And so, in my own way, every day I have a gratitude journal and I have a task journal. And that is that I write what I am grateful for. And then I also write a few ideas of what I need to affirmatively do to lift up others, whether it's as simple as sending a thank you card, dropping off a simple gift, or calling somebody. I think it's those simple acts that you practice every day, and especially as we commemorate and celebrate women that we know and that we don't know or that we should reconcile with. It is those small acts that will lead to a revolution of the heart.
Loves it. Thank you so much. And I love that word that you say, like rebel heart, revolution heart. I don't know if I show you when I met you, but I have a tattoo. It says actually rebel heart.
Okay. Okay, Omar, that's why we are connected.
All right. Okay, doctora Ileana, usted, por favor. Y sigue en mute todavía. Listo.
I wanted to tell to all these beautiful women that are listening this program and the one that are not listening but are going to listen, especially the young generation, that not listen anyone, only listen your heart, you know. And if somebody say you cannot do it, showing that you can do it. And don't believe that because you know you better than anything. And we were making a special strong for some.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. De verdad, todos debemos de poner en práctica, tanto como la doctora Eliana Ponce nos está compartiendo y Aurora Martín también. Yo siento que siempre hay que agarrarlo, cualquier comentario, cualquier cosa hay que agarrarlo de quien venga. Entonces, esta es una buena oportunidad. Any comment, any advice, just take it from whoever comes with. And this is the perfect time to take those comments and those advices from those two outrageous women. Thank you so much, Aurora, for being here with us.
Thank
Muchas
you.
gracias, doctora Eliana Ponce, por estar aquí con nosotros, conmigo también. Gracias a todos ustedes, gracias a todas las personas que comentaron. Muchas felicidades a todas ustedes también hoy en su día. Y recuerden seguirnos escuchando a través de CHW Radio, los originales. Denos like en nuestra página de Facebook, compartan nuestros videos y de igual manera aquí saben que tienen su espacio. Cualquier persona que quiera venir con nosotros. Aurora, you're more than welcome to showing up anytime and talk about like all the things that you're doing. And we're so excited that we're gonna see you soon. And also we're gonna see you at the
Yes.
caravan. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for everything. On name of Dr. Eliana Ponce, thanks so much for all the support. We're super grateful that we're like part of the team. And I'm like grateful that I'm like between those two ladies very often. Thank you so much.
Thank
Muchísimas
you.
gracias,
Thank you.
doctora. Gracias a todos.
Thank you.
Nos vemos el próximo viernes. Cuídense.
Bye-bye.